Hello and welcome to a quick leg add-on routine for flat bench style Bowflexes. This is a short routine. We're only doing 10 sets of work. It's really kind of only 5 because we're doing 5 on each side of the body. So these are one-legged exercises. Now we're going to start things off with a leg press, and for that I'm going to have my belt hooked up here, and I already have all my resistance racked up and I've got the belt kind of connected here. I'm going to show you how to kind of step into that. The second lift we're going to be doing is going to be a hip extension. I'm going to be just using the normal Bowflex handles for this. So for my leg press, I'm going to just actually step right over here into my belt here. And the way I like kind of getting set up for this is then I take this belt and then pull it up and then get it in my lower back and then make sure I'm kind of in the seated position with the belt, or with the bench in the sliding position. So from here, you could do leg press, but this is just not challenging doing a two-legged leg press, even with all the resistance racked up. And even if I add on, a little bit more resistance through these bands here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a single-legged leg press. So for that, I'm gonna have one leg up on, I have this plastic plate still here. You can also remove that and just have it up against the steel tower here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna then have just drop this as low as I can comfortably go and then extend out. Now, what you need to be careful though is that you don't hit your knee on the crossbar here. So, take this down and then press right up. Now, you can also have your leg up a little higher or lower. That's going to target a little bit different muscle groups and also engage kind of your ankles a little bit differently. I'm actually going to have this foot up a little bit high, and we are going to then go into our leg press here. So again, I'm watching my knee here, making sure I'm not banging against this crossbar as I, lower and then control through that whole range of motion here. So I'm not going to be counting my reps. I'm just going to take them nice and slow and work for this entire set here. Now I mentioned, having your foot up higher or lower. That's going to change things a bit for you. I have mine up high. I have some Achilles issues going on, and it can be a little painful for me to have it lower. So I'd encourage you, anytime you're struggling with the lift, maybe it doesn't feel quite right for you, adjust as needed, or really evaluate what's going on. Don't just push through the pain, because that can only make things worse. Okay, other leg. Let's start going into this leg press again. Drive through the whole way. You got 20 more seconds. Okay, 30 seconds of rest here. So we'll cover a little bit and then we're gonna be switching legs. This is gonna get tougher, as we get into our kind of 5th and 6th sets, or 2 and 3, depending on our 3rd set, depending on how you count it. So let's get back to the original leg here. I just noticed I always like holding on to this belt here as I do this. Helps, I feel like I get just a little bit more stability as I do this. Because this lift, sometimes, you've got a lot of weight racked up here. And it's one of the things I don't love about it is you're kind of like slingshotting yourself towards the Bowflex. And that's why I've kind of relegated it to an add-on routine and not in main routines for the most part. But I know some people really like this one. Nice. Okay. All right, we got about 5 seconds. A short rest interval. And here we go. Bring it down and raise up. You know, after finishing this up, let me know if you like this lift in the comments. I hardly ever include it in videos at this point because of that whole, you know, pulling, you know, slingshotting yourself at the Bowflex doesn't necessarily feel like the safest thing. So, you know, make sure you're being safe as you do this, because I don't want you to get hurt. So, okay, one more set on both sides, and then we're going to be moving into that hip extension here. And when we do hip extension, you can use the Bowflex handles or ankle straps if you got them. I do like hip extensions a lot, so that's part of the reason I wanted it in here. Okay, let's go. "20 more seconds." Okay, final set coming up here. All right, let's get in position and drop it down and extend it out. Here we go. Drive that leg out. Exhaling as you're pressing away. Come on. "10 seconds. Okay, so we've got a little time here because hip extensions are a total different setup here. So let's be careful stepping out of our belt here, especially after, you know, doing that leg press. Now for hip extensions, I'm going to be dropping the weight a ton. I mean, I've got basically all my resistance racked up here. I didn't put all of my all the upgrade kit resistance, but there's some added on there. Now for hip extensions, I don't need more than what the Bowflex puts out here. And I'm actually going to be hooking up about 70 or 80 pounds of resistance. So let's start getting that all in position here. And then again, I'm going to be hooking up the Bowflex handles here. Okay, so got my handles, and I'm going to open this up now, shove my foot right through it, and I kind of like having the handles around my shoe here like this. You can also bring it all the way up to your ankle, kind of touching your shin here. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this. There's some, there's some steel on the ground part, the base of the machine. So find a position that you can stand safely here. And then we're just extending this leg out here like that, nice and wide. I'm going to be counting these. That's 2, 3, and I want you to do nice slow reps. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Another kind of shorter rest interval here. We're just switching sides. And whenever you get a second, it doesn't hurt to write down your resistance numbers. And we're back at it here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to 12 here. 11 and 12. Okay, I took that a little faster. I'm going to try to slow down for our final set on each side here. And we're starting off in 10 seconds. Again, slowing down here, nice control, range of motion. Here we go. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a great lift, especially for runners. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not only is that hitting your hip flexors, it's also helping hitting your IT band, which is kind of right along the end of your knee. Your MCL, ACL also helps that as well. And you don't have to go crazy heavy on this lift. Just, stay in control through that whole range of motion. And we got 5 more seconds for our final rep here, or set here. Here we go, extend it out, slow retract, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, awesome job on finishing this thing out. Don't forget to remove your power rods from tension and wrap them up with a bungee cord. I also want to give a big shout out to all my supporters over on Patreon, the elite ones. Names up in the credits here. Get access to my workout programs or workout journal and name the credits at that tier. So thank you to them. Thank you to you for joining me. And as always, I want you to be good to yourself, be good to others, and thanks for watching.